Hi, my name is Habi Abiola, and on today's lab, I'll be talking about the open source intelligence, which is passive Recon. And open source intelligence refers to the practice of gathering information from publicly available sources, such as websites, social media platforms, new articles, and government databases, so on and so forth. And the main goal is to be able to analyze and interpret data for various purposes. And hackers have access to various tools like open source intelligent tools to gather information about their targets. However, when it comes to more complex research or investigations, right, Matego is a highly recommended tool. It's it can connect different pieces of data and provide a comprehensive understanding of a situation. So in this particular scenario, my goal is to determine if any of my targets have shared their work emails or on an external website, and if I can be able to gather as much as information that I can for me to be able to achieve my goal, which is for me to be able to use phishing email. And on my next slide, I actually chose Amazon as my target company, and my target and objectives is to be able to target one of the C-suite members. And my objective is to conduct passive recon and examine the attack vectors, which I will be proceeding with the active recon on. And for the Amazon, I actually did the DNS on the Amazon, and I was actually on the Amazon's website, and I was able to get two different DNS under the Amazon website. And on the DNS on itself, which is amazon.com, and I was able to get one DNS under it. My next slide is the IP addresses of the domain itself. I was able to get 3 different IP addresses under this domain. And I was able to get 7 different mail records under this Amazon domain. And the website title as well, which is www.amazon.com. I was able to pull that out as well. And the persons from the entity under the Amazon.com, I was able to get 12 different entities under this domain. So the entity from who is, I was able to get a couple of them as well under the Amazon.com. So the email addresses from the persons, I was able to get a couple of them attached to have these different people that actually got under the Amazon DNS. And the phone number also, I was able to get the phone numbers. So I was able to get like 12 different entities and the email addresses, and also have the phone numbers. And for the person that actually I will be working on, which is the CEO of Amazon, and it's one of the C-suite members of Amazon, and his name is Jeff Bezos. And I was able to put 2 different addresses directly that is directly connected to him, which I will be using later on for my phishing email. And I was able to get some document about him. I was able to get this document from the document cloud, and actually, it actually might be used for this kind of attack that I'm actually aiming to do. This one is actually from his bank, which I think he has some sensitive information on it. It's not clear enough. Also, I was able to get the open letter, which actually addressed to the CEO of Amazon, which is the Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Vance, I was able to get a social media platform, which is his Instagram page, and I was able to get some of his fan page as well. And then his LinkedIn profile, I was able to get a link that actually connect to his LinkedIn profile. And then, obviously the person I'm researching on is the CEO of Amazon. His name is Jeff Bensel. I found out that he graduated from Princeton University. He has a degree in electrical engineering and computer science, and is currently the CEO of Amazon and is the founder of Blue Origin. And my attack vectors will be for me to be sending phishing email based on the two email addresses I found. I was able to find out that he went to Princeton University and he is currently a member of the Student for Exploration and Development of Space at the Princeton University, which I'll be using in my phishing email attack. And here is the phishing email that I came up with, and based on the information that I was able to gather on that the CEO of Amazon, which is Jeff Benzo, I was able to come up with this email address with this phishing email. And phishing emails are the most commonly used method by hackers to gain access to a network. So the job to make the job easier, as hacker usually use open source intelligence techniques to identify users who are more likely to fall for this attack. So by observing human behaviors such as using company emails, addresses, hackers can save time and find potential vulnerability in their target, and which is actually exactly what I did here. Based on the email I actually found under Jeff Vensor, I was able to come up with the phishing email addresses that actually made it real. um I put in things I know that is actually true about him, and then this email is not going to be sent, but just an example on how phishing email works based on the information I gathered on him. And then phases of cyber operation that I used in this lab, I used target identification and the reconnaissance. Target identification allows cyber criminals to to gather crucial information about their potential target. Their attack, and they increase their chances of success. By getting to know um, their social media platform, where they post and all those things. Those are the way they gather information on their target. And then for the reconnaissance, during the reconnaissance phase, um, this is when you gather information about your potential targets by conducting extensive research, exploring various online platforms, and utilizing sophisticated tools and techniques to gather as much information as you can gather that you can use against your target. This is a stage. This stage actually aimed to collect as much data as possible about your target, such as infrastructure, systems, employee, and any potential security loopholes that you can use. So reconnaissance is the initial phase in which a hacker observes an organization until they find a vulnerability or a weakest link. So this research helps the hackers to determine the most effective way to achieve their agenda. So often by identifying easy access points, such as the employee with weak security practices and so on and so forth. It is important to remember that the goal of a penetration test is to identify the vulnerabilities and improve the overall security of the system being tested, rather than causing harm or malicious intent. So it is ethical consideration play a pivotal role in conducting a penetration test from a Christian standpoint. So as a Christian, it is important to uphold the principles of honesty, integrity, and also respect for others' properties and privacy. So this means ensuring that the test is performed with the utmost professionalism and without causing harm or undue disruption to the target system or individual involved. So respecting boundaries, maintaining confidentiality, and adhering to the ethical guidelines are whole essential aspect that must be, prioritized throughout the entire process. And here are my references. And thank you so much for listening, and actually have a good one. And thank you so much for listening. Bye.